Finally, baseball's back, man. Oh, we have something to talk about other than union
Finally.
squabbles week after week.
Absolutely, my friend.
I just don't know why they had their July 1st. The players are supposed to report to spring training. Why did they do this on Canada Day? Like, come on, the Blue Jays can't even go to Toronto to get ready for the season. They end up playing in probably Tropicana Field right now. I don't know what's going to go on there, but yeah, as per the March 26th agreement, basically Commissioner Ranfred's forcing the union's hand, and because they didn't come out to an agreement, so they're basically going back to some of the old rules that they had before, basically the way the season would normally be played, except that they did come up with some new rules. But I'll touch that in a second. So the start date for the 60-game season, Norbert, are you ready for this first 60-game season in our lifetime, aside from a work stoppage? That work stoppage doesn't count. That's different. But like I said, we know that there's 60 games. You know that there's who the matchups are going to be. It's pretty short. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be like a one long March Madness kind of tournament, I think. Start date is supposed to be July 23rd or 24th. So we're still waiting for that, I guess. But what's your take when you first heard this? When I think this is really fair. So fair because baseball needs some attention, positive attention. It's constantly negative attention from baseball anytime it's in the news. So I'm sure what do you get is a fair or foul?
You know what? It seems fair. I mean, the time is just right to start the season. 60 games. It's better than nothing. Even though that there are still a lot of cases in the U.S. for COVID, just get the season going. There's a time crunch right now to prepare for spring training and then the season. The Blue Jays, unfortunately, they don't have a home yet to play at because there's still travel restrictions in Canada. So the Canadian government has to somehow let those players and staff in because they favor playing at the Rogers Center rather than in Dunedin in their spring training home. So I mean, get the season going. It's already like late July, and they can only fit in like so much for a short period of time. And hopefully, with the COVID cases happening in the U.S. still, they take that into consideration. The players, this if they feel sick, they're not obligated to play. They're still gonna get.
That's gonna be like the thing for me, like because I know they're gonna have large rosters, so there's gonna be a lot of minor league guys like chomping at the bit. If a guy doesn't want to play, fine. There's someone who'll pay who'll play who's cheaper, and they'll get their chance to make a difference, even if it's 60 games. A lot of times, like you take a guy's 60-game sample and they have ridiculous numbers, but then the rest of the season they hit below the Mendoza line and you never hear from them again. So it's going to be a big opportunity for guys because all you need is confidence in pro sports to be able to stick with the pro team.
Yeah.
But I'm excited that a couple of the new rules that they talked about during the negotiations is actually going to happen. I'm really shocked, but they are going to have a universal DH, so the National League will finally get rid of the stupid pitchers hitting.
Finally,
old dinosaur mentality. You know what? The meteor's coming for these dinosaurs in baseball. I think that a pitcher should be hitting. Absolutely ridiculous. One of the stupidest rules in sports. And they're actually going to do something I never thought would happen in a million years. Is they're going to do the international rule where extra inning starts with a man on second and I think 2 outs. I think they didn't really. I don't think they mentioned that, but yeah, it's 2 outs. I remember watching the World Baseball Classic and I thought that was awesome. Like, holy cow, this is like. It's like football. They make you in overtime. You start closer to the end zone. So I mean, it makes sense. Like these games are ridiculous. How many 18 inning games have we seen now? I mean, we were at an 18 inning game and it was boring as hell. It was like 2-2 game. Nothing was happening. Pitchers keep coming out and switching. That takes forever. Like 7-hour game. Like I'm so happy they did this because it's just a game. Like get over yourself and your old fashioned rules. Like I give this a total fair, 100%. What do you think?
Yeah, totally fair. It's about time the National League, waive the pitcher batting and instituting the DH rule. I think it's great. It's going to be something different, and it's even though that it's going to be a short season. Minor league. the minor league players will have an opportunity to
it creates jobs. Like you're getting an extra job open for somebody rather than the pitcher having to do double duty. Like I'm not going to get into that again. We've done that in past episodes. Do you think fair or foul for the regional alignments between for the scheduling, where they're going to play 40 games within the division, 20 interleague games against the opposite division and the same division in the opposite league?
Yeah, it seems fair. Like East versus East, doesn't really matter. It's 60 games. As long as it's a balanced schedule, right? And a fair schedule for everyone. It's gonna be like a little different, seeing this alignment, but it'll be interesting to see how the season unfolds with that.
Yeah, I mean, the powerhouse teams like the Yankees and Red Sox, I mean, and the Braves, and they might feast on teams like Baltimore and unfortunately the Marlins. But you never know. Like in the shortened season, the Blue Jays might actually surprise everybody. They might actually have a good shot at things. Even the Phillies, like I was thinking about the Phillies because I picked them last year. I thought they'd make the playoffs maybe because they had a really good lineup, but the pitching staff wasn't very good. But this year they made some good additions, and in a 60-game span, Bryce Harper could have ridiculous numbers for all we know. The other thing I wanted to touch on was the rosters. So basically, they're going to have a 40-man roster and then 20 extra guys and call them the taxi squad or whatever you want to. I guess it'd be called a bullpen cart squad if you need a guy.
Squad?
Get out. Imagine if you need somebody, it's like, oh, we need a player. This guy refuses to play today. And he comes driving out on the stupid golf cart that they get the relief pitchers in. That'd be fun. Like, oh, who's driving? And then the relief pitcher is the one that has to drive the guy out. We need an extra left fielder. Come on down.
Oh, my goodness. That'll be like really interesting to see. Like, are they going to have a special entrance to come out to the game? Like, what the closers have an entrance song and coming down the field on a golf cart or something.
It's the taxi squad. Now driving Robert De Niro. Well, the season's supposed to end September 27th. So I mean, I'm just happy they're not going into like November playing games. It's so stupid to have like all these outdoor stadiums in the middle of November. Yeah. Oh my God. Funny thing is I found a stat according to the Live Sports Bureau that the best record over any 60-game period was 52-8. And 3 teams accomplished that. Unfortunately, those 3 teams, everyone's probably dead from those teams. 1884, you ready for this name? The 1884 St. Louis Maroons. The Patrick Maroons. Your boy.
80s.
1906 Cubs and 1912 New York Giants. I mean, 52-8. I think we might see something like that. I mean, I find it hard to believe just because usually you'd see a record probably like that midway through the season, not like the start of the season, because nobody's fresh. Like pitchers and hitters are never. They need time. They need at least a couple of months to get into the thick of things. So I mean, I doubt we're going to see a 52-8 record. We're not going to see a Golden State Warriors, Chicago Bulls like crazy record where nobody's able to beat this one team. It's like, come on, like all these pitchers, their arms are cold. I mean, I know it's kind of summerish right now, but like these guys haven't pitched in months. Like,
don't forget the Chicago Blackhawks in that shortened 48-game season. They dominated.
No Blackhawks. This is just they have one giant asterisk around this season. It's gonna be very fun to see because it's gonna be a sprint. Like it's 60 games. It's gonna be fast. Like you're gonna get probably so many double headers and the playoffs. The race of the playoffs should be amazing because everyone should be close in records. So like in all the cities that you usually might not, you'd give up by midway through the season, people might actually care. Kansas City, cities that are Detroit, like you never know. Like, 60 games is 60 games, man. We judged Vladimir Guerrero pretty hard in 20 games. Everyone is saying he should go back to the minors, blah, blah, blah. And then he finished the season strong. So happy baseball's back, 100% fair, everything that they're doing. The fact that they even implemented new rules to me is one thing. Like, you're moving the game forward because you don't know anything until you try it. That's the problem with baseball. They never try anything. And, to try the DH rule, to try the extra innings rule, it makes for a happier fan base and overall game. It makes the game more interesting. Look at the shootout in 3-on-3 in the NHL. They started with shootout. People loved it, but then they were complaining, oh, the shootout, blah, blah, blah. And then they're like, okay, I'll make it 3-on-3 instead of 4-on-4. And everybody stands up for the 3-on-3. It's a gimmick, but it works. It's sports. Why does it have to be so serious? You want soccer players to play 10-hour games till somebody scores? Like, there's a reason they have a shootout. It's based on the way the game is played. Baseball is way too long. You can't get guys injured by pitching them too much because they're played like 4 games in a row where I went to extra inning. You know, mind-boggling in this day and age. But just get the game over with. People have lives. They want to go home the next day. You know, baseball's played every single day during the week.